Today I'm going to show you how to make pockets so you can start collecting things and putting them in your book. Collections are great ways to get started in your accordion book. It's about building the capacity to notice the world around you, be alert to what catches and holds your attention, and trust that what grabs your attention has value. It does not just have to be about the nice, happy things you like, although it can be, but it could also be stuff that confuses you or makes you mad or just curious. It's also about the process of building a series and finding connections. So here I have, a couple of different things that I've put in this pocket over here. And in this book, I have a pocket where I've been collecting artworks that excite me. So that's what I have here in this pocket. And over here, I'm building a set of pockets to hold some stencils I'm working on as part of another larger project. So pockets are a great way and a great place to gather ideas on the go that you either don't know where you want to put them yet, or you're trying to listen to a video, or you're listening to a podcast and you just have all these ideas generating. You can write them down and put them in a pocket. They're a great way to gather fast. And then you can take time to pull things out and curate them in your book, making a decision of where they might go. Eventually, these collections of things that you are gathering will help us develop patterns and themes further down the line. So pockets are a great, easy foundation to get started with this process. Over here, I have some watered down white glue and some glue brushes, some cutting implements, mark making implements, and straight edge. And here I have a long sheet of paper that's a little bit wider than my regular accordion sheet of paper. 2 sheets of paper here to help make a template, and some thick collage paper that will help me make my pocket. So I'm going to make 2 kinds of pockets for my accordion book. I'm going to make one pocket on the back cover. Here, the back cover is nice and thick and stable to hold more weight. So I'm going to make a pocket on the back here, and then I'm going to make a series of pockets that will be a part of my accordion book itself. I'm going to make a template first for this pocket that I'm going to put over here. The reason I'm making a template is to show you how to make a pocket for any size of accordion book. So if I was to open up my accordion book, I want to check the width of my back cover, which is about a little less than 5 inches. So I'm going to have a pocket that's a tiny bit, about 1 millimeter from each side, a bit shorter than the width of my cover, and it's going to go about halfway up my cover. And I'm going to use this piece of paper here to make a template. So I know that I want probably about 4.5 inches. So for my pocket to be about 4.5 inches wide. So I go ahead and I draw that, and I draw that in the middle of the paper, not on the sides. Go and draw about 4.5 inches. And I want my pocket to be about half the width of my paper, which is about 8 inches. So again, about 4 inches. So I go ahead and I just mark 4 inches. Now, with a pocket, you want a little bit of space so that you can start to put things in there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go out about 1/2 inch on each side and draw lines that connect. So I have something that looks like that. And I'm going to create some flaps so that my pocket can get glued down really easily. So here I have a template for my pocket. So now that I have my template, I'm gonna go ahead and draw the same thing onto a piece of paper that I know I want to use as a pocket. I've taken a paper that's a little bit thick so it can weather being pulled out, have things stuffed in it. And I'm gonna go ahead and measure that, mark it here, make a rough estimate. I always like measuring against what I have drawn. So, you don't need too much accuracy here, but you're going to go ahead and then you're going to create space for your flaps. So I've drawn my pocket over here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I cut these corners slightly more than a 90-degree angle so that the edges of my pockets don't become bulky. So my pocket's going to fit here, in the back of my book, and I'm going to fold this flap and glue this down first. So I go ahead and fold this flap and I take a little bit of my glue water. And I'm just putting glue only on the flap, not on the rest of the pocket. I'm going to put glue only on the flap. I'm going to go ahead and hold that down for about 10 seconds. Okay, so now what I'm going to do again here is I'm going to put some glue on this flap here. Again, just on my flap. I can open this up, fold it into that line. And this is a tricky part here. I'm going to straighten this line now. And the reason I'm going to do that, so I'm putting that on the inside of my dust jacket, as you can see there. I'm going to straighten it up. The reason I'm doing this is then my pocket actually becomes like a pocket. It becomes a little bit open. So it allows me to put more stuff in there. So I'm going to hold this down for 10 counts. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the other side. All right, so here I'm going to tuck this into the line. And then I'm going to go straight. So even though my line has been cut at an angle, I am going to go straight because my book is going to fold here. So I'm going to go straight. I'm going to hold this down. You can put a weight on it. And then eventually you can either just put a little pinch in your pocket here so that when it's flattened out, it will stay. You could put a pinch in your pocket. But what this allows me to do is, it allows me to stuff my pocket quite a bit. So here, I'm going to take my template, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to put it in my pocket. Okay? And then, there you go. So you've got your pocket on the back of your book, the dust jacket. So I made one kind of pocket on the back of my accordion, and I'm going to make another kind of pocket that will just extend from the edge here of my accordion. This is an example of that. I've created a set of pockets that hold these stencils here, and they're great for building a collection. So I have this collection of leaves. I want to create a set of pockets to hold this collection of leaves. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I have over here a long strip of paper that is a little bit longer than my regular accordion paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just go ahead and measure this. I'm going to go ahead and measure this and mark it on this end and on this end. And I'm going to fold my sheet of paper. So I have a pocket in essence running right through. Now you just fold it like the way we were folding our regular sheets. You fold it in half. Use the edge of your scissor to make a nice sharp crease. You have a mountain. You're going to fold this in half. The fact that you folded your sheet makes it a little bit more difficult, so you have to really nudge the paper into doing what you want it to do. So you go ahead and I'm going to fold it back on the other side. You have an M. I'm going to fold this up here. Fold this up on this side. I have my frog legs. I'm going to take these, fold them to the middle line. And fold them back. And I just want to kind of nudge my book, all these little pieces to be nice and parallel as much as possible. And use the edge of my scissor like a bone folder. And go ahead and do that. And here now, I have this entire accordion full of pockets that I can start to store my collection. It's great for flat stuff. It's great for building a series of things. And then this end here will just get attached to this end like the way I've shown you to attach an extension, where you can use collage materials or you can use tape to attach these two. And remember, valley, so that your accordion and your pocket fold really well together. So here I fold this up and I put my dust jacket around the very end, and I have a whole series of pockets now. In this video, we have spoken about pockets being a great space to gather ideas on the go, and you can come back to your books and sort and place them later. Here, I want to draw your attention to two aspects: pace and mode of working in your accordion books. At times, the pace of working in our books can feel fast, sometimes even urgent, especially when you're gathering thoughts and ideas from a talk or reading, or you're fired up from an experience and just need to capture its essence. You're putting down thoughts as they occur to you, and this is a generating and gathering mode. A pocket is useful here because it allows you to gather without the need to sort. When you're making, the pace might be slower, but the mode is still generative, gathering, and getting into a flow. A critical step to making your accordion books a good thinking partner for you is the mode of revisiting, a mode that includes reflecting, sorting, analyzing, and even perhaps synthesizing. This is a markedly different mode from creating and gathering and can sometimes feel slower. Rule number 8 in Sister Corita Kent's 10 Enduring Rules for the Creative Life says, don't try to create and analyze at the same time. They are different processes. The second mode of revisiting and sorting is vital in building neural networks between you and your books, so don't miss out on this step. It is as critical as the step of generating and creating.